Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we are, we're back. It's Mr. First and 15th, the syllabus.org, February 15th, 2014. Before we get this started, as you already know, there's some people that's close by you, or that used to be, didn't make it these past 15 days since the last video about friends. So we're going to give a moment of silence to those who didn't make it to the 15th of this month. All right. What y'all want to talk about today? Did y'all have a good time in the past 15 days after watching that video about the friends? If y'all didn't watch the friends video, man, you got to go back. You got to check really the first three, but last one was so powerful, man. I've been getting so many responses from it. It's like, man, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, does it, to figure out who your friends are. It takes you to figure out who your friends are. Don't let anybody else decide. I'm glad some of you all gave me the feedback that you did. Welcome my new members from all over the place. And you guys motivate me. That's what keeps me going, is the feedback that I get. The positive feedback and the negative feedback. It's great. I'm loving it. It lets me know that I'm doing something right and I'm helping somebody else out. Madison Elise, thanks for responding. All my new members, I appreciate you, because the comments that you give me let me know that it's not over yet, like I told you in the first video. So today we're going to make this real easy. As always, coming to you like the rent and the paychecks, 1st and 15th. I will be back on March 1st. Let's see here. We were talking about love. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Valentine weekend still going on. Great, wasn't it? But here's the problem. You should love like Valentine's Day every day. And it should start with you, because how you going to know how to love your friend? How you going to know how to love your spouse or your significant other? How you going to know that if you don't know where it's at inside you? You can fake it all day, but it comes back. Karma. It comes right back to you. So as just an example, I heard a lot of people using my own words, and I'm like, I know you're listening to that. Good, I'm glad you are, but make sure that it makes sense to you. You're not impressing. Don't be out here to impress anybody. It's useless. You're the star. All these stars out here in the galaxy, you're right here. You are your own soul. Don't forget that. And with that being said, we're just going to keep it rolling right off of the friends. And let's talk about optimism and pessimism. Pessimism and optimism kind of ties right along with the friendships. Optimism, it's just a feeling, just a great feeling that no matter what, everything's going to be all right. I'll give you an exact definition from the Wolfram Alpha Encyclopedia. Obviously, optimism is a noun, and simply says it as another definition, a general disposition to expect the best in all things. Now let's reverse that real quick. Think about how many pessimistic friends, or quote-unquote friends, that you have or had. Y'all bet y'all lost some friends once y'all figured out what it really meant, right? Because I did. I'm cool with that, though. But now let's look at pessimism. Pessimist. Who's a pessimist? Or pessimism. It's the exact opposite of optimism. Pessimism is also a noun. And what do you think that means? The exact opposite. The feeling that things will turn out badly. A second definition for you, the general disposition to look on the dark side and to expect the worst in all things. Who does that? That sounds like Satan to me. The other end sounds like being up here. When you're up, you're optimist. When you're down, you become a pessimist. But it also has to do with the people that you're surrounded by. The aura, the energy that's fed from person to person. That's what it's all based off of. That's what's coming into you. If you allow that to come into your life, that negativity is pessimism. It's going to rub off on you. Because that's the first thing you're going to start thinking is like that other person. It's like, I'm such a positive person, but I hang around such negative people. I can't do it. I can't do it. It'll make you or break you. And remind yourself that friends are everywhere, so-called. In the workplace. Well, at least you think that they are. They just work with you. So you kind of got to keep an eye out everywhere you go and whoever you deal with. Know their position as well as yours. That way you don't get fooled. So back to our optimism and pessimism. You can't be a pessimist and an optimist at the same time. How you going to love if you're a pessimist? You never give yourself a chance if you're a pessimist in life. If you're always looking at the bad side first, or you let the bad side or the pessimistic side of you supersede the optimistic side of you, the growth part, if you let that supersede you, you're always going to be sad. You're always going to be scared. Something's always going to be wrong because you're speaking it into existence. You're thinking it into existence. You shouldn't do that. Whatever you think and whatever you speak, it comes into existence, believe it or not, because you are your own. You have a separate energy. That energy, whatever you feel, is how it's going to be. Believe it or not, try it. It works. I've always been an optimist. Sometimes you get a little pessimistic, but it's understandable because things happen in life and you might kind of get down a little bit. But man and women, every time you wake up, you should be optimistic. Never go to bed being a pessimist because you might not wake up. Think about it. But it all has to do with your surroundings. Again, the positivity, the love that you know how to give yourself. As I said, we should be doing this every day. Men should be taking care of their women every day, showing love. Happy day, not just Valentine's Day. Vice versa, relationships, friendships. Friendships. That's a big word. It can be broad or it can be real simple. But it's really simple. It doesn't take a scholar or rocket science to find out who your friends are. Like I said before, watch your surroundings. Now we're going to try to look at how you're choosing your friends. What to look for when you're choosing your friends. If you're an optimist, then you and a pessimist are not going to, y'all not going to hit it. Y'all going to clash every time. Because the pessimist is always going to be thinking about negativity. The optimist is always going to be thinking about positivity. Now, I'm not saying that there is never a doubt or chance of anything on the bad side ever happening. But if that's the first thing you think about, that's usually the first thing that's going to happen, or the last way you're going to end up is in a negative situation. But if you think that the whole way through, and you keep manifesting it, manifest, good word, have y'all look that one up. Manifest it, manifest it, manifest it in your head, in your heart. You got to mean it. You got to know it. You got to believe it. I believe it. I know it. If y'all looked at my first video, there's no way that I could have survived by being a pessimist. No way. Other things that have happened in your life, think about it. What's happening in your life right now or in your past has happened that you were optimistic about or pessimistic about? Think about it. How do those things turn out? They may not always 100% turn out right, but that's okay though, because you usually get another shot. Some people don't. So you got to get out and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life by helping others. But don't do it just to say, well, I did it. That's not what life is about. Just so somebody can hear you say that you did something. That's not what I mean. That's not love. That's like, you only love yourself. Do it for the others and don't wait for the recognition. Let's just roll on. Because I'm going to tell you one more thing and I'm going to leave you with this. Another term called humility. 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 For those of you Bible readers, Proverbs 29:23 NKJV says, a man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor. So which one of those are you going to be? To me, it just kind of broke down being an optimist and a pessimist. I'm going to read that one more time. Humility. A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor. In other words, do the right thing. I love you as always. Be safe. Choose your friends wisely. Continue to do you. Live your life. I will see you on March 1st.